welcome to meet the candidates for the November 5th general election. On today's program, candidates for the 4 seats available on the Garden City City Council will appear. Each candidate was invited to today's program, and 6 candidates accepted our invite. Each candidate was given exactly 5 minutes to present his or her platform. Candidates for City Council include Challenger Jeff Dold, Challenger Karen Hughes, Challenger Dominic King, Challenger Brenden McArthur, Challenger Tyler Rich, Challenger Lori Walkonis, and incumbent Zachary Witt. Registered with the city and county as a write-in candidate is Anthony Tackett. Denise Stabley will appear on the ballot, but she will not be able to accept a seat as she's moving outside of the city prior to the election. Along with the candidates for City Council, there are 3 candidates running unopposed for the Library Board: Barbara Reddy, Janet Smith, and Lynn Cox. Lastly, there are 2 candidates running unopposed for the School Board: Sarah Rafi and Lynette Childress. Garden City will have a proposal to renew the existing public safety millage at 3.5 mils on the November 5th ballot. More proposal information and a complete ballot can be found on the city's Voter Central webpage at gardencitymi.org/vote. Now let's begin with our program with Council candidate Karen Hughes.
Hello, my name is Karen Hughes. My name will be on the November 5th for City Council. I want to tell you a little bit about myself. First of all, I'm a proud and grateful homeowner in Garden City since 2001. I came here to look for affordable housing and a safe community. What I found was so much more than that. I found great neighbors who are willing to drop everything at a minute's notice and come over and help me. I also found great city services provided by hardworking volunteers and city workers. I was inspired to run for City Council after taking a course that was offered by the city. It's called Garden City University. And from there, we stopped at all the different departments throughout the city: fire department, police department, Department of Parks and Rec, and the City Council, in the city manager's office. Every single person that I met along the way, they all showcased their department with such great pride. Most of them had spent their life in Garden City. They grew up here, and they're raising their families here. They all had great passion for what they did. I left there with a greater sense of pride than I ever imagined in our city. And I realized that I wanted to support and keep the city moving and find improvements were needed and appropriate. And the reason I want to do that is because city services are things that attract families to the area. It's what keeps them here. And when you bring families into the city, they become invested. And that investment creates a stable community. And we all want that. A little bit more about myself. I've been in service industries all of my life, starting at the age of 12 with a paper route. I was a medical assistant, and ultimately I ended up in outside sales. To have a successful sales career, I'm a curious person, and it lends itself well because when you're a curious person, you have to open up your ears and you have to develop good listening skills. Along the way, I had to keep and build and keep clients' trust. I always had to focus on the client's needs first, and I always had to open dialogue with them in order for me to understand and interpret their needs. As City Council member, I'll use those same skills to listen to residents' priorities and interpret them when approving annual budget. I'll focus on the needs of the community when asked to approve policy. I will keep our property tax burden in the forefront and work with all concerned parties to support ways to increase tax revenue sources and to decrease cost. In order for me to be an effective City Council member, information has got to be free-flowing between me and all of you. This is a must, and open communication is a priority for me, always will be. I want to be a team member which works collaboratively with residents, city manager, the mayor, City Council to support increasing tax revenue sources and find cost-saving measures. My guiding light will always be to remain true to the needs and concerns of Garden City residents. After all, I'm one of you. With this, I ask for your vote on November 5th for Karen Hughes for City Council. Thank you in advance for your consideration.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Dominic King, and I'm excited to be here as a candidate for Garden City Council. I've had the privilege of calling Garden City my home for the past 24 years. Today, I want to share a little bit about myself, my involvement in our community, and a platform that drives my campaign. First, let me tell you a bit about who I am. I'm a proud husband and father of 3 wonderful children. 2 of my children have already graduated from Garden City High School, and my youngest is currently a sophomore there. My family is deeply rooted in this community, and we've always been committed to making it a better place for everyone. Professionally, I've worn a few hats over the years. For over 12 years, I owned and operated a small business called King Bounces Rental, where we provided bounce houses for kids' celebrations. It was a great experience running my own business and seeing the joy it brought to so many families in our area. I went through the process of incorporating it as an LLC, which taught me a lot about small business management and the importance of supporting local enterprises. Currently, I'm a manager at Consumers Energy, where I've worked for over 24 years. This role has given me the opportunity to manage large-scale projects, work with diverse teams, and understand the complexities of delivering essential services to our community. My commitment to Garden City extends far beyond my professional life. I've been actively involved in our community for many years, volunteering at various events and organizations that aim to make Garden City a great place to live. I'm the president of the Garden City Soccer Club, an organization that I've been part of for over 16 years. During this time, I've coached numerous youth soccer teams and helped hundreds of kids learn the values of teamwork, discipline, and sportsmanship. Additionally, I serve as a treasurer for the Garden City Community Coalition, an organization dedicated to organizing events like the Sandland Parade, the Senior Celebration, and initiatives to combat youth substance abuse. These experiences have given me a deep understanding of our community's needs and the importance of working together to address them. Now, let's talk about why I'm running for City Council and what I hope to achieve. First and foremost, I believe that transparency is a cornerstone of a well-functioning city government. When residents are informed about what's happening in their city, they're more engaged, more trusting, and more likely to participate in the democratic process. Transparency means open meetings, accessible records, and clear communication about decisions that affect all of us. As a council member, I would advocate for regular town hall meetings where residents can ask questions and voice their concerns directly. I would also push for an improved city website where information is easy to find and understand. By making government operations more transparent, we can build a stronger and more connected community. Integrity is another key pillar of my platform. Without integrity, trust between the government and its citizens erodes, and decision-making becomes clouded by personal agendas. Integrity means doing what's right, even when it's difficult, and always putting the community's interests above personal political gain. To foster integrity, I will ensure that all council decisions are made in the open, with full disclosure of any potential conflicts of interest. I would also promote a code of ethics for all city officials to follow, ensuring that our actions reflect the values of honesty, fairness, and respect. Lastly, I believe in the power of collaboration. No one person has all the answers, and it's through working together that we find the best solutions. Collaboration means listening to different perspectives, valuing diverse opinions, and working with others to achieve what's best for our city. As a council member, I would encourage partnerships between the city, local businesses, and community organizations. I also work to create more opportunities for residents to get involved in the decision-making process, whether through advisory committees, volunteer programs, or public forums. By fostering a culture of collaboration, we can make Garden City stronger, more resilient, and better equipped to face the challenges ahead. In closing, I want to say how much I appreciate the opportunity to share my vision. I'm running for City Council because I love this community, and I'm committed to its future. I believe that with transparency, integrity, and collaboration, we can make Garden City an even better place to live, work, and raise a family. I look forward to working with all of you, listening to your ideas, and building a brighter future together. Thank you for your time, your support, and your trust. Let's move forward together. If you want more information about my campaign, visit my site at facebook.com/Dominic King.
Hello, my name is Jeff Dold. I've been a resident of Garden City for 55 years and feel it would be a great privilege to serve the community I call home. My wife and I have raised 3 children here, who in turn decided to raise their families here. All of them own homes in Garden City, including our oldest granddaughter. We also have several grandchildren attending Garden City Public Schools. So you see, I have a vested interest in this city. Being involved in so many community organizations over the years have built many lasting friendships. I am proud to say I'm the former director of the American Legion Riders, as well as the Sons of the American Legion. I have served on the executive board of the Southeastern Michigan Stand Down for over 20 years. This organization assists veterans with a hand up, not a handout. We provide assistance with medical care, housing, food, employment, and a host of other needs. For over 20 years, I have volunteered with the Garden City Goodfellows and currently serve as their co-chair, with a few other dedicated volunteers. We help to assure that in Garden City, there's no child without a Christmas. I've had the honor of sitting on the Garden City Planning Commission for a decade, working with other commissioners to assure the city follows our master plan and did what was right. I have successfully attended both the Garden City University and the Citizens Police Academy, as well as serving on the former Community Emergency Response Team. For the past few years, I have become the primary gardener at the community garden located at Lucky Dog Daycare, helping to provide hundreds of pounds of fresh produce to our senior citizens and others each season. I retired from General Motors after 33 years. While I was there, I was second vice president of UAW Local 735 and served on many committees representing over 15,000 employees. I presently work alongside a U.S. Customs and Border Patrol, assisting them in keeping our country safe. I believe we should be looking into the future and be proactive. We need to find ways to honor our commitment and give our residents what they need. I'm looking forward to the opportunity to serve everyone in Garden City fairly, with integrity and honesty. Please consider giving me your vote this November. Thank you.
Hello, I'm Zachary Witt and running for re-election to the Garden City City Council on November 5th. I have served on the City Council for the past 2 years and believe that my experience, along with my willingness to do whatever it takes to improve Garden City, makes me the right choice to continue to serve the residents of our community. I have established a proven record of being able to work with my colleagues on council, and I look forward to spending the next 4 years working with the 3 new members of council that will be elected in November. Even though I have only 2 years of experience as your council person, I believe that experience will be valuable as we move our city forward. I have spent my whole life in Garden City and recently purchased my first home, near Garden City High School. While in City Council, I have been a member on the Nankin Transit Commission, which is a connector bus system that offers a curb-to-curb service for seniors and the disabled. Served as the liaison to the Parks and Recreation Commission, and spearheaded a committee to address the crumbling infrastructure along Ford Road, including curbs, streetscapes, and sidewalks. That committee includes city, county, and state officials looking for answers and funding to make the necessary improvements. I am an operations analyst for one of the largest banks in Michigan and have been employed there for 6 years. I am a proud member of the Santaland Parade Committee, and I have volunteered in the community for a number of years, including televising local events and volunteering at Garden City High School. My visibility at community events like Movies in the Park, the DDA Chili Cook-Off, youth sports, and community recognitions gives me the perfect opportunity to interact with residents, to hear their views, and learn their opinions on Garden City and the actions taken by the mayor and council. I know Garden City has gone through a tumultuous time for the last several years, and it's time for our community to heal. For a town that is just over 6 square miles, there is no room for politics, and we need to pull together as a council to provide the guidance and leadership this community deserves. We have made an excellent choice in our new city manager, and I look forward to working with him to help our city reach its full potential, not fight petty battles and discourage big ideas. I look forward to the opportunity to make our residents proud by continuing to serve our community. I ask for your support by voting for Zachary R. Witt in the November 5th, 2024 Garden City Council election. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Lori Walkonis. My parents built our home here in Garden City in 1967. I attended St. Raphael School, graduated high school from Garden City West, and went on to study math and physics at Madonna University. Many of you most likely know my family. I had 3 brothers. Joe, who was in the first graduating class from Garden City West, Bob, who graduated from Garden City East in 1972 and wrote for the paper, and Victor, who graduated from Garden City High School after they combined. My brother Joe and his wife raised my nieces, Kim and Kelly, and my nephew Zach on the southeast corner of John Hawk and Shakta. My husband, Garland Solomon, and I bought a home on Central Court, and we were blessed with 2 daughters to add to the blessings of my 3 stepdaughters. After the loss of my parents, we sold our home and moved into my family home. My family has a long history here in Garden City. My professional background is in the mortgage industry, where I fulfilled many roles. I had no experience, and yet I learned and excelled in every position. It was very detail-oriented, and at times it was very demanding with many legal ramifications. I credit my success to eagerness to learn and dedication to the job. I have passionately contributed to areas I have invested in: church, schools, fundraisers, and especially the poor. I was reluctant to mention this because I do not seek people's praises, but would rather have God's blessings. Perhaps it is the right time to mention that I give 100% of myself to the things I value, such as the quality of life of our citizens and the sustainability of our city. We made the decision to stay here all these years and retire here. Therefore, my focus is on making this a city where everyone thrives. There are so many wonderful and charitable people here. I know this firsthand because of the volunteers I've worked beside at community events. While we can attest to the value of our prompt police and fire and hardworking DPS, there is still so much more that can be done to improve our city and the quality of life for all Garden City residents. My mission is to forge a new path built on honesty, transparency, and integrity, and not just go along with the status quo. Going along with the status quo does not bring enlightenment, nor does it serve the public. Discussion is healthy. Discussion should lead us to solutions. How much discussion do you see at council meetings? Not nearly enough. We need people on our city council who are invested in this community, those who have the courage to ask questions and seek answers. We need council members who will put in the time and effort to find solutions, protect and inform the citizens of Garden City. The more information we give our citizens, the better they are able to draw conclusions and be involved in the decision-making process by having their voices heard. Transparency is key to successful governing and community trust. I join with many of the people I have spoken to who are concerned about their tax dollars. Earlier this year, while attending Garden City University, I had inquired and was told that this city is proud to be self-sustaining. Seeking funding through other revenue sources, such as state and federal grants, as other neighboring cities do, would help alleviate the burden and must be better utilized. When Garden City lost the person who previously and successfully searched and applied for grants, that position was never filled. Also, bringing in more revenue through expanding growth in sustainable businesses should be a very high priority as well. I am very interested in understanding the budget and where our needs are, making sure our spending is responsible so we can be efficient with our dollars. I am seeking a seat on our city council to serve you, the people of this great city, and to ask and seek information that leads to solutions, not to simply go along with the status quo, which serves no one. Serving as a volunteer on the DDA Board of Directors for the past 2 years and watching council meetings has led me to the conclusion that the community at large has been somewhat uninformed about what is going on until their property taxes go up. The communication has been insufficient. It is now just 1 month before the election, and I strongly encourage everyone to research each candidate. I welcome your questions and concerns. Please reach out to me directly at lore.gc cc@yahoo.com or on my website at walkonis.com. I thank you so much for your time and your support.
Hello, Garden City. My name is Brenden McArthur, your neighbor and a candidate for Garden City City Council. From the moment I decided to plant my roots here with the purchase of my first home, I have been amazed by what this city has to offer, and I believe the best is still yet to come. I'm an active member of our community and was appointed to finish a term of a vacant seat on Garden City's Recreation Commission in 2022. I have volunteered at events such as the DDA's Chili Cook-Off, Santa Land Parade, the Kiwanis Pig Race, and am a member of the Garden City Goodfellows, who ensure that no child goes without a Christmas. Just this past spring, I was able to attend Garden City University and learn more about each individual department in our city. I have chosen a career in public service and work in the clerk's office for one of Michigan's largest townships. My role in the clerk's office has allowed me to become familiar with local government and build relationships with elected officials from neighboring communities. In addition, I proudly serve as union president of my local TPOAM union. While campaigning, I have heard from residents who have grown frustrated with the lack of economic development, specifically in our downtown district. Residents who are tired of the lack of transparency and constant division in our city, and I agree. We need to work together to address these problems and come up with solutions that will move us forward. As a council member, I will ensure our government is transparent and accountable to you, the residents. I believe in a government by the people, for the people, which is why I will strive to be a voice for the residents. I am an independent thinker who likes to hear all sides before making a decision. I will not be manipulated, and I will not silence opposing voices, because I know that we are stronger together. I will encourage the council as a whole to host town hall meetings that create a space for residents to freely share their ideas and concerns while feeling comfortable and welcome doing so. I will ensure that we follow the requirements of the Open Meetings Act and work with the city manager to modernize the FOIA process, making it easier for residents to get answers and be involved. I will focus on attracting new residents and businesses to our city by fostering a welcome community for everybody. I will ensure that hate has no home here and Garden City is a great place to call home for all. I will work to mend relationships with our school district and library, making sure that we all support each other and share resources whenever possible. We must focus on bringing in young families that will help set our city up for long-term success, and a successful school district will aid us in doing so. In addition, I believe we need to focus on obtaining grants that will allow us to improve our parks, which will attract prospective buyers and benefit our long-term residents. Unlocking our downtown's full potential will be a top priority for me, as a successful downtown will help our city thrive. It is important that we remain committed to developing a walkable district that will attract visitors and allow residents to go out in our own city. I will work with the city's economic developer to ensure that we stick to our master plan and can show prospective business owners what we are working towards, while partnering with the Garden City Business Alliance to attract businesses. In addition, we need to review lengthy processes and ordinances that deter businesses, and instead incentivize business owners to come here and not a surrounding community. We must continue investing in our infrastructure while partnering with the state and county. We should not be placing the burden of installing sidewalks on homeowners, and I will vote to repeal this ordinance. The residents of Garden City are hardworking people, and they deserve a fiscally responsible government that makes their tax dollars work for them. As a council member, I will ensure that the city lives within its means and is mindful of the spending that happens. I would like to see the city hire a part-time grant writer to help us obtain grant money for projects throughout the city without having to ask taxpayers for more money and further increase property taxes. I want to make clear that the only agenda I have is to be a voice of the people and give the residents better leadership. I will stand up for the residents and strive to move our city forward. I am confident that my involvement in the community, knowledge of local government, and the meaningful relationships I have built with local leaders will allow me to be a successful and efficient council member that benefits the residents. In closing, I believe that by working together, we can plant new seeds and grow Garden City. I will stand up for the residents and be a fresh voice that brings new ideas and a vision for a successful future. I am asking you to vote for Brenden J. McArthur in the upcoming November 5th election. Thank you.
That's Meet the Candidates for the November 5th general election. Thanks for watching, and thanks to the candidates that appeared on this program. A complete ballot can be found on the city's Voter Central webpage at gardencitymi.org/vote. Most importantly, make sure your voice is heard by voting on November 5th between 7 a.m. and 8 p.m. Have a good night, everybody.